You guys feeding your chickens?
Yeah.
Hey, girls. Hey, chickies. Hey, guys, it's Mandy. Welcome to our video. Today is the day. We're finally able to start planting our starts. But first, we have to take a short pause to give a shout out to our chickens. Here they are. I'm so grateful we've had them because they have been laying consistently and we haven't had to worry about the egg shortage and costs. The cost of their food has gone up. Now that they've ate all the grass from their area, we're looking into different chicken tractor ideas so we can move them around the yard during the day and allow them to forage. If you guys have any good recommendations for chicken tractors that you like, post them in the comments below. I'd love to take a look at them. We're gonna try to build one. Right now I'm just trying to loosen this up.
Me too. I'm losing it up.
We had bought a mix 50-50 of compost and soil from a local company, and I'm not really a fan of what they gave us. It's pretty, keep it in here, pretty dense. Kind of got hard, has a lot of debris in it. So we're gonna add some topsoil in this, hoping to kind of fluff it up a little bit. You want to feed that to the chickens?
Oh yeah. Is that buggy?
Yep. And go give it to the chickies. They'll love it. Look at that. Look at that grub we found. We're gonna go feed our chickens. Here, you want to set it in a container for now and we'll finish here?
No.
Here, put it in here and then we'll go feed it to the chickies when we're done. We might find more. Like I had mentioned, this is a compost mix that we bought locally and it wasn't the greatest. So I wanted to add topsoil to help the drainage in the beds. When it got wet, it turned pretty solid. It was hard. I don't know how much of the water was like actually absorbing into the ground. It just kind of sat on top. After I planted our peas, I put our makeshift trellis over them to grow onto. It's made out of an extra piece of fencing we had from when we fenced in our chicken pen. And then I also took some gardening twine and kind of ran it through the fencing holes so the peas had somewhere to kind of grab onto before they are tall enough to reach the fencing. I'm sorry that I forgot to show you guys that. I'll show you in a future video for sure. Well, guys, I thought I was recording that whole time and I wasn't, but I just tilled up my in-ground garden bed area. And then right over here, tomorrow, we're gonna go tear down my parents' old greenhouse, and this is where we're gonna rebuild it, and we're gonna film that whole process. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. Before you start putting rows in your garden, I recommend mapping out what you're going to do. Having an idea of how many rows you're gonna have, how wide you want the rows, and how wide you want your paths before you start, so you don't have to do the extra work to move your rows around later if you decide that you want it different. Also, another tip, if you're one of those people that want a perfect straight row, you might want to set up a little line as a guide. Mine are pretty straight. I'm happy with them, but they are a little curved as well. Like when I'm up in my house looking down and out to my garden, I can see they're curved slightly, but it's fine. Once the plants grow in, you won't really be able to tell. After I was finished making my rows, I went back through and added some compost mix on the top of each row. I'll be mixing that in when I sow my seeds or put the starts in that row. Holy moly, these rows were a work of love. I definitely recommend wearing gloves. I got a blister that is still healing even though it's been almost a week. Some of my starts are too tall to keep under the grow light with my smaller sprouts, so I'm going to go ahead and plant them. Here are some of my tall tomato plants. And a pro tip that I learned from my neighbors: if you have a chain link fence, grow your plants that need support along your fence. It worked really great for us last year. My tomatoes and pole beans grew like crazy on it. Also, just so you guys know, I do go back around my plants later on and clear out the weeds. I don't want them to have competition to grow. So we're gonna plant our thyme out here, and you'll see, learn from my mistake, I left it in the sun a little too long, so it started burning. We're using Leah's little shovel she got for Easter. Oh, you want this one?
Yeah, you had different.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna dig a hole for the thyme. Herbs like full sun. I like planting them somewhere where they'll get a lot of sun, but also some shade during the afternoon or like when it's really, really hot out, so they don't get too burnt and wilty. It's also important to make sure that you plant your herbs in soil that drains well. Regarding thyme, for those of you that live in an area with a lot of deer, like here in Virginia, thyme is deer resistant. Apparently they don't like it, so it's a great thing to have around. Grow it all around the fence line, right? Thyme is also great because it's a low maintenance plant and has a ton of flavor when you add it to dishes. So this is where we planted like our medicinal flowers last year, and these are volunteers, so I'm not 100% sure what they are. This might be echinacea. We grew echinacea, chamomile, daisies, and calendula in here last year. So it will be a happy surprise. And then if it turns out some of these are weeds, I'll just pick them as I find that out. So let's see, Leah, we have some calendula we're gonna plant in here. You wanna bring those over?
Yeah.
Thank you. Uh-oh, oopsie.
Mom, you set that up.
had some casualties. I tried to plant them. So calendula, I love it. It's one of my favorite flowers. It's very beautiful and it lasts a good amount of time in the vase if you want to take it inside because it is pretty to look at. Just know that it's a little sticky if you're peeling off the leaves. It's also great for medicinal purposes. I personally like making salves with it. You can harvest and use the flowers when they're fresh or when they're dying. And another thing to note is that it's good to deadhead your calendula because it encourages the plant to produce more flowers. Alright guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I hope you learned something new today. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!